This episode of Super GG Radio is brought to you by our Patreon. Patrons of the show can get our Dogs of Super GG Radio newsletter, Super GG Radio stickers to slap on your closest PC or bag, input on what we cover, game nights with the hosts, and even a chance to win a copy of an indie we talked about. Not only that, but 90% of all patron contributions go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Visit patreon.com/superggradio to learn more.
What's good, Internet, and welcome to session 288 of Super GG Radio, where friends chat about video games and all things adjacent. Well, here we are again in the desolate wasteland of video game journalism. I am your host and wanderer of the podcast, Eric Eddie Gettinger. With me, as always, is a man with a surplus of boners these days, Alex Arona.
That was really upsetting. I was like, okay, whatever, it'll be the normal intro, and then you just jump into that. I was like, oh, wait, that's not. Yeah. You know.
All right,
we could run with this.
Definitely not letting my kids listen to this episode.
That's actually what I said before when you were like, my kids want to listen. I was like, maybe after this episode.
I did not. I have no say in that intro.
And you could have gone in and changed it at any time. I'm pretty sure this was written this morning before you went in and added stuff.
I don't read this. I don't read this doc.
I don't read any of this. Also,
fine. Boner City population me. Let's go.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Also
erect,
joining us
erect at all times
is self-proclaimed math magician Joel TI-83 plus DeWitte.
So there was this computer game I played as a kid growing up, and it was actually
Drug Wars?
A math wizard, and did little mini games that was on any major computer. And the funny thing is, Slipknot has a song where they do a countdown to the start of the song using the same voice as the wizard in that game. So there's your Slipknot trivia for today.
That's weird that they're in a math game for the Amiga.
I mean, they're based out of Iowa, so what else do you have to do?
It's very apparent that they're based out of Iowa.
It is very Iowa.
Are they very Iowa? Is it the thing? Are they the local are they the local heroes?
For reference, at my local Hy-Vee, when they were in town here, they had a whiskey signing for their line of whiskeys.
Okay, so yes, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Very cool.
All right. Awesome. And finally, rounding out our cast is a man who will really try anything once, Alec Innuendo Parks.
Not only will I try it once, but I'll try it a second time.
Will you?
Oh, yeah.
You really gotta be sure.
Right. How can you really know if you've only done it once?
It's usually 3 to 4 times when you're really kind of getting the swing of things, if you know what I mean.
The first, it's like pancakes. The first one doesn't count because your skillet's either not oiled enough, or it's not hot enough, or it's too hot, and it just turns out funky. The first pancake doesn't count.
Did you eat the first pancake?
You're doing nothing but selling me on this idea.
You still eat the first pancake. You had it. You did it. You might as well eat it.
But it's not the best one, for sure, so it definitely doesn't count. You know, again, all of this is this is all just factually correct.
My stomach hurts now.
Good. And you should feel bad.
That's just eternal, Getty.
Welcome to Super GG Radio.
Grig Radio.
This week, in no particular order, Joel finally solves Joy-Con drift forever. Thank you. We couldn't do it without you.
No.
We also give a man a shotgun. The news segment gets derailed. I think that could be said about any episode. We finally... no, this is... maybe. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here in the backlog.
Nope.
Do you guys even play games anymore?
It's not scrape. We scrapped the bottom of the barrel.
We dug to the bottom of the barrel.
We threw out the barrel, and now we're stuck here.
We dug it deep.
And then Alex settles the score once and for all. With
I don't
who?
know what that means.
We're just going to have to listen and find out.
Getty, it's generally you in my crosshairs when it comes to wanting revenge.
What? Why?
Your existence.
I was the one who was nice enough to give you that fireball.
That was helpful in a land of no booze. I'll drink the pit bull shot. Thank you.
If I had known that it was going to be so dry there, I would have brought more.
It was real dry. Like, we were real thirsty at MagicCon for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
Oh no, I think that's as much as you can do before we get in trouble.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right.
I know the limits.
Podcast time.
Podcast time.
Podcast time. I don't know where I am in relation to everybody else. So, all right. Podcast time. Early adopters, where we play alphas, betas, and games. Where I am once again in crippling debt. Hey, y'all heard about? Let me make sure I say this correct. Salvage protocol.
Yes.
Salvage protocol.
Joel, what was that game we played with Mr. Brock from Damage Boost? Were you there for that? Did you play that with us?
Brock?
Are you sure it was me?
No, it wasn't you. It was me and Brock alone. It was called Lethal Company.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and in that game, you are in a mountain of debt. You are left on a desolate planet where you are there to gather as much scrap as you can to feed to your overlords. This is very much in the same vein, but now you're kind of doing it solo. Is there multiplayer for this? Probably, right?
I
do not know.
Don't know. The ship is really small.
Single player.
Okay. And then you have a hammer and you can smash things to get scrap. Mm-hmm. So it is a little bit more of that, but the scenario is still the same. You're on a desolate planet wandering through factory corridors, and there are just horrifying things around every turn.
Yeah, I was not expecting there to be a monster or multiple monsters that were going to chase after me. I thought I was going to have a good time scrapping.
Nope. And the tricky part about this is that also people like to catalog the different types because there are like dozens of them. It's just that they vary from planet to planet.
The monsters do?
Yes.
Well,
so at least in games like Lethal Company, it was like, oh, this guy just looks like you. So actually, he is a clone of you. There is like giant spiders, giant blobs that suck you in. Weird centipede monsters, evil dolls. Like, there's a lot of different possibilities here. So I would assume this is very similar. What kind of monsters did you see, Getty?
Shadow monster.
Cool.
Did you not just see that one, or was your experience different?
I just didn't find any monsters.
Really?
Yeah, I got lucky. But I'm also very, because I played Lethal Company, I'm just super paranoid around every corner. And as soon as I hear anything, I'm like, nope, gone, leaving. I'll go to the other area. Because this is bigger than a game like Lethal Company because there are other entrances and different, even just outside the ship, I found 3 different locations to explore and things to break down that were just not even going into the building.
Yeah, I noticed that there were a lot of air vents that I could interact with. So I was climbing through those and finding different rooms that I could scrap in.
Yeah. What about you guys, Joel, Alec? Did you guys get a chance to play this?
This is a case where I probably should have read the description before starting the game. There are weeks where I will just install the demo and pick it up and go, I wonder what somebody picked this week, and find out that way, and this was one of them. Admittedly, I kind of liked it better when it was without the monsters. I mean, and you'll see why in the Backlog Blog here, but the whole kind of calming act of doing kind of something mundane but in a fantastical setting is the right kind of grind you want to do in a game like this. I liked the pixelated look of things, although the warp drive kind of made my head spin a little bit when you go traveling.
Voxels.
It just it hits the eyes in just that way, so I guess a flash warning for that. But I like the admin. The admin's a good
a little robot guy.
Robot guy with eyes that look like cool guy shades. So
yeah,
that's pretty neat. I used the hammer, and I kept forgetting I had a blowtorch.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that I had a blowtorch too.
That's how I killed the monster. Was with the blowtorch.
Very good.
I didn't think that it was really wise or a good idea to try and chase after the monster with the hammer. So I melted him.
I just ran away. What kind of monster did you get, Joel?
I'm kind of in your boat. I saw some like squid-looking monster things, but other than that, I didn't encounter much. Those they remind me of there's a robots team called Doors, and it's kind of like a chase survival thing. And one of the monsters I run into and die to every time is that. So a nice little flashback there to prior trauma. So
You're welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
Trauma's always good. Keeping it fresh.
Oh yeah, you want to sear it into your brain forever.
Trauma's the spice of life. Alex, did you get a chance to play this one?
I did not.
You know
worries.
what that means. He has
Punishment?
to, he has to
Punishment.
drink a whole Smirnoff Ice on the podcast.
That's
Or a
just painful.
Zima, whichever one you can find first.
Ooh, I think I'd probably choose the Zima. Less sugar. Or more sugar?
I don't know. Do they still make Zimas?
They're back.
They brought them
okay.
back just for you.
Just
They're
for
hot
me.
now.
I feel special.
You should.
I think you're going to have too much sugar either way. If you drink one or the other. So did you guys finish? Did you get enough scrap to move on?
Yes.
Because there was a time limit. I was not expecting there to be a time limit either.
Yeah, I think that was the interesting thing, like wrinkle there was like a time limit. But again, I also could be that person that would just chill there forever, just like toiling away. So I think that the time limit really kind of lit a fire under me to kind of keep moving. And that's why also seeing a monster, I kind of, at least from playing things like Lethal Company, I've gotten stuck and then just kind of sat there quietly before and just like waited like 15 minutes for the monster to pass. So now I just see a monster. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to get stuck in that situation, especially with a timer.
So do they tell you how you acquired this debt that you're paying off?
It's just kind of one of those things.
Most of
Being
it's
alive.
administrative fees that they throw on at you at the end.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of debt though.
In these kinds of games, there's really no reason except for just for comedic effect. Like at one point, he gives you like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt, and he goes, "That was actually really disappointing." And then they process the debt, and all of a sudden, all the administrative fees put it in the millions, and he goes, "That's much better. That's enough to really cripple someone's life forever."
Yep. I felt like completing the mission did give a healthy chunk of money towards your debt, but then I just turned around and I spent all of my space bucks to buy upgrades, which I didn't get to use. So,
Yeah.
Just like real life.
just like real life. I was like, I'll buy this, the headlamp so that I didn't have to pull out the flashlight. And I was like, oh, I could buy power gloves? I don't know what those are. Pick those up. And then it was like, all right, thanks for playing the demo. What?
Aw.
Excuse me? I just bought stuff.
Now I want to use it.
Yeah, let me go to another area. Or let me go back to the original area that I was in.
And see, and they show you kind of a map, so it's like a star system, or like our galaxy, and it's like you're in the innermost planet, and you're moving outward to other planets as you. So you have to pick, like, okay, sometimes there might be more than one planet on a ring or something to that effect, but still, in this case, it is just like moving outward with multiple levels, getting trying to clear your debt. I think like the Lethal Company, I want people. Because I think it's more fun to do it in that scary atmosphere with people. I don't necessarily see I didn't play Lethal Company and go, man, I sure wish this was single player. So I don't know. I think that, Joel, if you want the non-scary atmospheric, I'm working off my debt, you still got to go to Hard Space Shipbreakers, man.
All right.
You don't have to.
No, but his counsel's noted. So
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Just making
I was saying
sure.
is that to me that's the better of that.
And your comments are duly noted.
Getty, what did you think?
I mean, I thought this was pretty entertaining. I would definitely fire this bad boy up, turn off all the lights, and hide in a corner while trying to scrap.
Sounds like an afternoon.
An
well, it's
evening.
evening.
I
Well, it's
don't
evening.
hope.
All right.
All right, yeah. So that was Salvage Protocol. And what would this podcast be without some type of shenanigans? I threw in something that looked entertaining this week, and we all played the demo for Shotgun Cop Man.
This is the new Devolver joint.
Shotgun Cop Man. Y'all hear about this? Y'all play it?
And playing this is definitely like I played it for like 10 seconds and I was like, yeah, this is Devolver for sure.
Oh yeah, I I fired it up, and within that just like opening scene, I was like, and wish list. Didn't even finish it. Before I did then finish it, but before I played it.
So this is a 2D platformer. Your propulsion is that
Twin
you have
stick.
a twin stick 2D platformer puzzle game, in that your character has a shotgun in one hand for a super powerful but short range blast, and a pistol in the other for longer distances. And they put you in these platforming sections where you will shoot a shotgun blast to jump super high, or a pistol to go super low, but like hovering. And then you will also have enemies that you have to shoot. A lot of times there will be spikes and other perils, and at the same time the enemies will be on the wings, so you have to shoot while also keeping yourself propelled and avoiding the pitfalls and the spikes and whatnot.
Okay, hold on. You missed the most important part.
What's
so you are Shotgun Cop Man, and you have gone to hell to fight the devil.
No, to arrest the devil.
You're gonna kill the devil.
Right, he
You can
wouldn't
say
go
arrest,
silently.
I mean,
It's very-
he was
it's
resisting
very funny.
arrest.
Yeah.
He definitely was. He flips you the bird, which I basically just died right then and there. And then later in the group chat, Joel sent the picture, and I died again. It's so good.
It's really funny because it's like these trying to be hyper realistic faces, but on like basically just what is a column of a head.
It looks like
so it's
a
like
thumb.
a big,
Yeah.
big gray thumb with like a real face on it, and he speaks very monosyllabically. So when you die, it says "I die." End of like that's it. And then you're just like, okay, continue or not.
The graphics are just like very voxely, and your character's this tiny little thing on the screen. But then when they do the extreme close up, it's a little grotesque.
There's just something really unnatural about the face affixed to the thumb stuck out of a suit and tie, and it's the obstacles. You know, this actually is some interesting platforming. I'm a fan of the kind of platforming where it's like weird control scheme that's kind of unwieldy or wobbly to have to work around. And that fits that bill because you have both your handgun and your shotgun, and you can kind of put yourself in stasis, sort of floating somewhere by shooting the handgun, but it's the shotgun that acts as the jumps. But instead of it just being a plain double jump, you have to count your bullets too to time some of this stuff. So I like the integration of that and having to balance movement with actual,
Touching the ground to reload.
with actual attack power. And you get to those kill rooms where you need to defeat like 30 or 35 of them, and those can end up feeling very unremarkable or boring, but I was flying at the seat of my pants trying to weave around all these saws and then shooting one guy and then dropping down a column and firing a shot at two other guys. And
it's so good. Like how you wouldn't expect it to be that zippy, but somehow you can really outmaneuver and do crazy stuff. Like exactly what Joel was saying, like you will do a jump and then there will be guys on the other side, or there'll be a pit and that you can try and just propel yourself over it. But then when you start shooting, you get suspended in air and you can like shift, and the twin stick is, I love twin stick shooters. So this is a lot of fun.
It feels good. And those moments feel like I'm being cool action guy.
You're being cool, Joel. Cool Dad Joel. Hey boys, come in here and look at me.
I'm shotgun cop man.
That's what's going to be on my gravestone. I die.
I die.
Oh man, Alec, please, you played it.
I played a little bit of it. It really, like, going through the puzzles and the platforming made me just want to go back and play Battle Block Theater.
Yep, that's a good one.
I haven't played that one before.
Oh, it's an oldie.
It was one of the original like Xbox Live Arcade games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Up there with like Meat Boy and stuff.
And,
Which also Meat Boy reminded me a little bit of Meat Boy.
Yes.
It does a bit.
Who doesn't like a good Meat Boy?
Good
But
old
yeah.
fashioned Meat Boy.
I ended up wishlisting it, and we'll see when it comes out. If it goes on the buy list.
Oh, it's going to. Come on.
And it's not going to be real expensive.
No.
It's not going to be a $70 game, so.
And those are the goldies.
Exactly.
I don't know. For sure, this one's got to have a nice price point. I am looking forward to it. And, it's even for... Did you guys play to the end of the demo? Did you fight the boss?
Nope.
No.
Okay. So, Joel, how long would you say that it took you to go through those stages?
Like each individual level?
Just like to get to the boss. Like if you had to say how long you played.
How long did you play this demo?
Like half hour? Maybe?
Yeah.
It wasn't
and it felt
long
like
at
you
all.
were flying through stages, right? You probably did like 20 plus stages in that time.
Yeah, they're all very... That's the good example for something like Meat Boy, because Meat Boy levels are similarly, you're talking about somewhere between 30 seconds to a minute tops.
The Meat Boy levels are super fast.
Yeah, so it has that kind of speed. It's the obstacles and the chainsaw kind of stuff that you have to deal with. That boss fight was pretty cool.
Right.
Pretty cool. So I walked away from this pretty impressed, and like you all, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Who said I was looking forward to this?
You. And if you say that you're not, you're a liar. And you know what we do to liars on this podcast?
They play more Meat Boy?
No, we make you get drunk and play video games.
I'll do that.
You were going to do it anyway.
Yep.
Well, let me just say, not today, Satan. And now we'll take a break.
I'm a singer.
Are you okay there, Alex? You gonna sing through the opening?
Yeah, I was singing. I had some Sabrina Carpenter in my head.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the news with Super GG Radio. Now with insufficient funds.
You know, you overdraft the one time and then it just really compounds.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right. We got news.
That was the most deflated balloon.
We had news here, and now a bunch of it disappeared.
It was one article that I feel like nobody was interested in, so I'm like, okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Cool, let's do it.
News. Warner Brothers shutters 4 studios, including Monolith. So that would be them canceling Wonder Woman game and locking the Nemesis system patent until 2036.
They also one of the studios was the ones that did Multiverses, which is already getting shut down. They said that this was their last season. And then the Wonder Woman game got canceled, so people were really bummed out about that. Dracian Schreier has been the one reporting this, so there's actually been all sorts of different like little news clips from him all over the place. He's been doing kind of a tour regarding this, just because it was such a massive like thing that was happening. One of the things that came out was that there was rumor of the Arkham team making a Superman game. Turns out that was never actually happening.
No.
Ah.
They're gonna probably end up just doing another Arkham Batman game, and just like make it a prequel or something. But yeah, right now everyone's pretty much just like Joel had referenced, like just what is it? Circling the carts.
Yeah.
Circling the wagons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of when that is. But the big thing, like a lot of things that people were saying was like, but the Nemesis system was so cool. It was like just such a fun system and mechanic that could have been used in so many other games, and they patented it, and now it'll just go nowhere.
So for our one viewer, what's the Nemesis system?
It was in Shadow of Mordor and Shadow. What was the second game, Katie?
Shadow of War.
Shadow of
War. Where you would be fighting armies, and they would have these like you would see a full hierarchy of these commanders as like little toy pawns, and there'd be generals, and then there would be captains, and then there would be like the big head honchos, like 4 of them.
Mike
and it would all
Honcho.
trickle down, and so as you fought the underlings, they would get removed off the board, and you could move up to fight the captains. Also, sometimes if you kill a captain, they would get replaced with another captain. So then you'd have to beat that guy. But each time you beat them, it would change the whole hierarchy system until you got to the top of the enemy list and would take down the main guys. It was just a cool system because also dying, they would remember you. They would say, "Oh, you got me." Or if you beat a captain and you somehow see him out in the field again, now he's like missing an arm and missing an eye or something like that. So they actually had like massive battle damage and stuff like that. It was really a cool interactive system. And now it is no longer out for anybody.
Never to be seen again.
Mm-hmm. People were hoping for it to see it in like a Batman Arkham game.
Yeah, I wonder how that would have worked.
I mean, Batman taking down any kind of mafia cartel, the Penguin's army or something like that. Even give it like Scarecrow's underlings. You could do that with anybody.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, I think that's the theme for this year anyway. Studios be closing. Hopefully Super GG Radio will be shuttering soon.
One can hope.
SBC.
Until then.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
I feel like that's a trap. All right, big news for Alex this week as the Blasphemous board game reaches Kickstarter goal after 15 whole minutes.
Yeah.
How many did you get? Did you get it? Did you get the?
I did not.
Is it
I did
coming
not
with
get it.
expansions? Do you have to do upgrades for the expansions? What are we talking here?
I have not looked into it. I will say, though, that it is one of those massive, giant crates that comes with all of these different, like, really highly detailed figurines.
Oh, and you have to paint those, too.
You don't have to do anything.
No, you have to. It's a responsibility.
I mean, then we should really be playing my Bloodborne and Dark Souls games so
Hey.
you can paint them, too.
Yeah, so you can paint them. I'm sorry.
I don't-
What did you just say?
I don't want to paint them.
Let
I
your
just said
child
I didn't
paint
want
them.
to.
Let your child
Yeah.
paint them.
Let your child paint them.
I want to play with them first.
I mean, yeah. So, did you look at it? What are we talking? Like, what's the price point?
Alec, did you pull it up?
I am looking at it right now. It is 700% funded.
Woo.
Looks like the base version is 135 euros.
Okay.
I don't know what that is in America.
So we're talking like probably 150, 155, maybe a
American.
160? Yeah, American. Do we want that? Is this what we need?
I need to play the other two first.
Nobody's stopping you.
I know. I should definitely play them because they're also PvE.
You are your own worst enemy here.
Maybe I'll report back after I play a couple rounds of those games. Again, PvE. So,
If you're your own worst enemy, is it PvE or PvP?
PvE.
PvE.
Everything. Including
It's
yourself.
it's PvMe.
There we go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
All
New
right.
episode title: PvMe. Right, let's write that down.
But make sure you spell it P-E-E.
No.
VEEMEE.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm not gonna do that, but
You act like you get a say in this. Are you the one
I don't
uploading
get.
the
I
episode?
don't get a say.
Yeah,
I don't get a
exactly.
say.
I
Joel.
got bad news.
Make a note.
It's right there. Don't
He's
worry.
He's got many notes right there. All right, next piece of news. Alex goes full Hawk Tua, and he gets ready for Tony Hawk Tua 3 and 4.
See, now that I like. That was good.
Definitely
that.
not
That was-
this episode.
That was very good.
Dad,
What is
what's
Hawk
Hawk Tua?
What does Hawk Tua mean?
Ugh. All
Well,
right,
kids.
all right. So Tony Hawk 3 and 4
yeah.
teased on Tony Hawk's website. He's got his own website.
No, the Tony Hawk video game website.
No.
He
It
does have his
says
own
Tony
website.
Hawk's website with info coming March 4th. So 3-4.
Yep.
See what he did there.
It really kind of came out because they were also promoting something like a timer that was the Tony Hawk font in Call of Duty, which is owned by Activision, which is also Tony Hawk. Also, this came on the rumor when that pro skater we talked about last week that spilled the beans that he was in it. There's been all this news for a while. We don't know if it's a shadow drop, whether the game's just like coming out, or if it's a we're going to give you the information, give you a video, and it's going to come out in like fall. So we're still waiting to hear more coming on the 4th. But Tony Hawk 3 plus 4.
3 and 4.
3 plus 4.
And 5?
Nope. That's Thug.
I'm gonna
Or
guess
did they make
not
5
a
and 5 is
shadow
bad?
drop.
Okay.
I also think.
I think if they want a physical release, they've got to. There's a lot of distribution that comes into play for that stuff. I don't know. Planning would need to be done.
I was hoping for some Pokemon shadow drops today with
Nope.
the Direct.
I'm still surprised. We didn't even put that in here. I'm still surprised we didn't see any black and white news.
Was there rumored news on that?
Well, that's the next one they have to remake
Yeah.
because they were making them through the series, and that's the next one.
That they have to.
Well,
My
They
the
must do it.
rumor was that we were going to get a classics collection.
Oh,
Hey, can we take a moment to appreciate use of the word rumor,
Yes.
and then let's just leave it like that, because that's what it is. It's a rumor.
It's a
We've
rumor.
leveled up, Daddy.
And also at the same time, this is I was just asking. I was surprised we didn't get it because I didn't report on it.
You
Okay,
you reported on it?
I did not because you guys complain about rumors all the time.
I can
complain about rumors.
I can report my local game shop does have copies of Black and White right now. They want $140 for one of them.
I don't agree with that.
That's pricey.
I liked Black and White, but I've only played 3 mainline Pokemon games.
I mean the
3 hours.
question wasn't about the qualitative aspect of the game as much as supply and demand, but
Oh, they're prepared for the remake to come out. Got it. Yeah. Makes
I
sense.
don't know if that's the case. I think that
The
in
last
my
ones were-
experience, all of the Pokemon games have still retained some value because where else are you going to play them?
Yep.
Emulators.
Okay, how's that going for you?
I've emulated them many times.
But yet you've only played 3?
Yeah, because I feel like Pokemon is kind of very similar. I played. What you say? Black
and White was where I fell off the Pokemon train that was when it started getting 3D, and I was just like, nope, I'm good.
Was it? I don't think Black and White was 3D.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my copy on. I think I have Black on 3DS.
Looking for it. Black and White, I don't remember ever being 3D, but maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while.
I mean, it wasn't full 3D.
I got this thing.
Nice.
Because so it had the tilt shift like Legend of Zelda style view. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think that's why I went into Black, because I did Red, I did Gold, and then I stopped playing because it was just the same old again and again.
Yeah, I played every generation up until Black and White.
Black and White was like, oh, finally they're doing something different. I will try this one.
Yeah, I old man hard and was like, nope, give me my Pokemon back. Get off my lawn.
That's weird, man. And now are you gonna play ZA or whatever?
Probably not.
Did you play Arceus?
Nope.
There we go.
I played Scarlet a little bit.
Then you're betraying your own values.
I
got a lot of Fire Emblem games. Like
Alex didn't, James. Pokemon did.
Yes.
Okay, what's next?
I'm still rummaging through drawers. Let's see. Amazon admits defeat to Valve as VP of Gaming admits Goliath lost.
I just thought this was a fun article. The guy kind of came out in a LinkedIn interview talking about how he's like, yeah, man, we underestimated how much people are just real comfortable where their catalog, community, and friends are. We thought that by giving them more and also possibly a bigger experience that could win, but everyone just kind of kept being what they're doing without really caring if one thing was actually better or not. I mean, obviously,
actually say that.
No. I'm definitely, but like he did. The quote is Goliath lost because he goes, we had all the money in the world and we threw all of it at this and we still lost.
Oh, David and Goliath. I'm like, what the heck is this product called Goliath that Amazon was touting?
It's not
Codename Goliath.
They had a Luna.
Yeah.
Right.
Codename Alex Arona.
But yeah, they'd kind of said that. There was like, yeah, well, like we had everything and we still couldn't get people to just come over to our system.
And which system was that?
Luna.
Oh, yeah?
Which is trying to be like Stadia. But people are saying, like, it hasn't officially been shut down, but the catalog of games on Luna has been slowly dwindling. So they're all pretty positive they know where it's going next.
Yep.
The way of Stadia.
Stadia Arcadia.
What's next?
That's a different thing. Not Like Us added to Beat Saber.
I just saw that.
It was kind of a random like drop. They're like, by the way, Beat Saber free update. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. It's like, is that the song you want in Beat Saber?
Seems so.
I feel like there could have been an opportunity to drop that closer to the Super Bowl. I don't know.
Agreed.
Are people still going with official Beat Saber things and not jailbreaking it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I have not jailbreaking Beat Saber.
Oh, you got to get the custom songs and the custom maps.
No,
really? Because how much you playing? Are you playing a ton of Beat Saber? I'm not.
I'm not.
He also
no.
doesn't play any of the games he emulates, so even if he had it.
Yep, that's true. But I did play Beat Saber for like 2 hours, and I said, that's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, but if you could get the songs that you wanted on there.
I don't know.
How beat was your saber after you finished?
Yeah, well,
was it red or blue?
I don't like any of this. Please can move on to the next story.
There is no more stories. That's the whole
it's
news.
Only freebies.
There's only freebies. And you know what we have to say about freebies?
Freebies.
Freebies.
They're free. So you ready? You ready to do
Yep.
this, Alex?
I'm always ready, baby.
We got...
Just talking about Mountain Dews, baby.
Yeah, sure. All right, Sean White. First one up. Mages of Mistralia.
This is like top-down, tilt-shifted. In a world of magic, your mind is the greatest weapon. Learn the ways of magic and design your own spells to fight enemies, navigate treacherous terrain, and right the past wrongs in the kingdom of Mistralia. This definitely is a kind of a Magica. Do you guys remember Magica?
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit of Magica, but you have skill trees now with like a fire skill tree, an ice skill tree, lightning skill tree, defensive movement skill tree, and you can buy the different skills, expand, combine, and then make new skills, and then again top down doing damage and fighting enemies. It looks all right.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that was on the Epic Game Store. I don't think I said that. All right, next one is Moral Dilemma: The Interview on Steam.
A fourth wall breaking narrative adventure. It's interview day and you really need this job. Enough to ignore the talking printer, the anomaly corridor, and the ridiculous life or death trials your interviewer keeps putting you in. But deep down, you know something here is very wrong. This is kind of one of those TikTok, Instagram kind of like clip games where you're there for like the real wacky scenarios. And the one I saw was you have to press a button, but there's a sign that says don't press the button. And when you do, it nukes a baby. Like a giant nuke falls from the sky. Just stuff like that. It's a real ridiculous game. And I was like, this looks all right. And it was, again, just like something I saw on like Instagram, but then I was like, I Googled it and I'm like, holy crap, it's free. And it came out last month. I'm in. Okay.
That doesn't feel okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the heck out of this one.
All right. Next one is The Local on Steam.
This is a fast-paced movement game. You're really just parkouring around first person as fast as possible, going through these levels. And that's kind of it, is that it's just hardcore parkour. Parkour. But first person. In these like really elaborate, like jump through this hoop, climb on this rail, do this thing, and like these really elaborate obstacle courses.
I feel like you're really excited to say hardcore parkour. So
I actually was trying to avoid it. I was trying to avoid it.
Sure.
Next.
Last one under the freebies is Garten Banban.
Garten of Banban. 0.
On Steam.
Garten of Bam Bam is one of them mascot horrors, like the Five Nights at Freddy's and whatnot. They are on. They're about to release Garten of Ban Ban 8, and this was a prequel to kind of set up the furthering story of Garten of Ban Ban 8. Funny enough, they have Garten of Ban Ban 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, and now 0. There's no 5, and 8's coming out later this year.
Why is there no 5?
Nobody knows.
That's kind of the mystery of it. I've watched all of these get played. As soon as this dropped, I watched 0 get played all the way through, and I was like, it's a pretty wild story that is really fun and out of control silly. So I think I like Garden of Ban Ban, and I kind of want to play it myself. But either way, that's that one's. They've all been free except for one of them was $5, I think.
All right.
So.
All right, so let's swoogity into the break. I said it.
Finished Fast and Furious 6 the other day. That was pretty good. Again.
That's what we came back to.
I watched three Fast and the Furiouses.
And we're back. We're back with the Backlog Blog, where we play games just to fill out those numbers. I'm sorry, Alex, that Monster Hunter has not released yet, so you're stuck talking to us for the next couple of minutes.
This is taking forever.
This is literally, he's wasting away. He said he needs to eat, and we all
I'm
know
hungry.
that for him, yeah, that means he's got to get his game fix.
He's playing real tight to that Palico amiibo he's got.
I have. That's one of the few amiibos I have. Is oh god, it's knocked over seven things.
All right.
You got to
Okay.
take that to the amiibo gazebo.
Rawr.
Is it an animated gazebo? A where gazebo?
No, the amiibo gazebo. I feel like I've said this over many years.
You have.
But in one of the Fire Emblem games, there is a gazebo that you can go to and scan in your amiibo.
Nice.
What's that? Did you get a Pokemon card?
Yep, from McDonald's.
Did you Did you get a Happy Meal to go with it?
Robin did for sure. And I was like, I'll take these.
Daddy needs his fix.
People that get robbed in these streets for these Pokemon cards, and that's real. Okay, hey Joel.
McDonald's Park Pokemon cards.
Hey Joel.
Yeah.
We dug a hole.
I dug a bid hole in my backyard, and it seems like it was mostly a bid mistake.
We played a game about digging a hole. And we bought the house solely based on the idea that someone told us there was treasure in it.
Yeah, in fact, the sign on the real estate site, you pay like $10,000, and on it says something like "guaranteed treasure" underneath the house. And so you literally just start out there in the yard with just a square foot, not square foot, but a big square of dirt that you start digging a hole with. And I forget, is it like a hand shovel at first?
It's a motorized hand shovel. It just goes dunk 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 dunk.
So it's, you start with very small bits and pieces of the ground you start digging up, and you encounter different ores and things. But so at the start it'll be like stone, right? And you then can go sell off the inventory that you collect. You start with, I think, 10 inventory or something. You go to a computer and sell it off, and you then use the money to buy upgrades, which then allows you to do more things while you're digging, including bigger shovels. You have a jetpack. You don't jump. You have a jetpack.
Yep.
And
Wow.
Jumping
and
is
then
for losers.
Do you choose not to jump, or you just don't have a jump?
You just don't have a jump.
you can
So-
you can presume that you're in a wheelchair, and your wheelchair has jetpacks.
Okay.
Oh,
That's why you
that's
can't
cool.
That's why you
That's
can't
cool.
jump.
And then what's interesting is that without said jetpack, like there is no way to get out of hole, and so there's one battery that is for your jetpack as well as for your shovel, and if you run out of battery, you explode.
Sorry.
The shovel explodes. Whatever the electronic is explodes, and you just die instantly, and you lose all the stuff in your backpack, and you wake up at home.
You do die. Okay. So
Yep.
the death mechanic, do you lose anything else, or it just takes you home?
I mean, all you have is ore, so you lose all ore.
Okay.
You
And
retain
use-
whatever upgrades or tools that you've gotten. Yeah, because even by the end of the game, your shovel has turned into a drill, pretty much.
You get a drill.
And you were just walking around and cleaning out the dirt instead of actually shoveling things. It goes back to that strange kind of meditative feeling you get playing some. I'll use your example, Power Wash Simulator.
Oh no, I was gonna say Steam World Dig.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I played that game.
But the funny, like, really, the game is saying to you, you just need to dig deeper down. But this game has the kind of hooks where you kind of want to start digging around through all the sides too, to uncover and see what you can find. And there are a couple little things that you can go searching into from the side and find little secrets or treasure chests or other things like that.
You also get like dynamite because there are rocks that can't be drilled, so you guys have to hit them with dynamite. So that's pretty good. You have lights because it'll get really dark down there. You'll find little hidden shafts and little like secret rooms that'll have stuff. Every once in a while, a metal detector will pop up on screen, and you have to go towards that to find like extra like lights or dynamite. So it's like a little treasure there.
Oh no, for sure. That you're basically describing SteamWorld Dig.
Yes, the only thing is that there's no like puzzle rooms or dungeons. It's just straight go down, get ore, come up, sell, recharge your battery, recharge your health, buy, upgrade, go back down, do it again.
Right.
Upgrade.
It is a very bare bones basic toolkit that you are not functionally changing the game when you are getting the upgrades, but the gameplay loop is so satisfying. So it doesn't matter. I mean, you're there for a pretty brief experience, a couple hours maybe.
Yeah, I'd say like 4 hours.
So, but it's also not very expensive. It's $5. I mean,
they nailed what they were going for. It kind of like hit the world in a really like just a real quick like storm of like all of a sudden everybody was talking about digging holes real quick, and then it just went away real fast too because people were just like, oh, that was good. It was good. They did everything they needed to do. I didn't really need anything else, and like even finishing to getting to where you need to finish the game, you max out every upgrade long before then.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I should have dug more holes, but maybe that means there's sequels. Maybe it'll be a game about digging holes, and then we'll see where it goes.
The one tricky part for me was that there is fall damage, and since it is kind of just made, this game does not seem like it was made in a long, lengthy period. It seemed like it was kind of thrown together. Mm-hmm. So when you're digging, it just takes chunks out of the environment. And so a lot of times, you'll just see floating pieces of ground in the air. And so if you're like jump down this giant hole and you land on a speck, all of a sudden you lose half your health.
Yeah.
It's like, that wasn't supposed to be there. Because a lot of times you're just trying to like, oh, I'm going to feather the jetpack when I get close to ground. Oh, wait, there was one little chunk floating in air. Dang it. Okay.
Oh, wait, you thought that was possible? Think again.
Yeah. So, me and Joel dug a hole.
So you can die from fall damage or your battery exploding?
Yes.
There are other ways to die, but we won't spoil it here.
Yes, dynamite.
Dynamite's
we wouldn't spoil it here.
Oh, my bad.
Dynamite's a way to go.
Yep. Yeah, it's really good. I think more people should play it, but it's again one of those like, yeah, if you want to play like a SteamWorld Dig and just kind of like enjoy an afternoon of just like, like I watched a movie. I had a movie on my other monitor and I was like, man, this is a good movie. Also, this digging the hole is pretty good.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. So you guys dug a hole?
Yes,
and
we
you dug a game, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Get it. Because you dig it.
I did get it.
I did, yeah.
I don't. Can you explain it?
Yes, in detail.
Excellent.
But it'll have to wait till next week.
Okay.
All right. One more game, or do you want me to save this? Have you posted any of the things that I reviewed?
I was waiting for you to tell me they were done.
Oh, sure. They're all done.
Okay, then I can do that. Yes, I can post it.
All right. I will talk about Schim.
Sure.
All right. We can do whatever you want, Alex. Did your game come out, or do we have another 8 minutes before it's released?
It's not out yet.
Okay. So like 8 minutes.
Yep.
I think that I can spend just a couple of minutes on Schim, because I do believe that Joel talked about this many moons ago. So, Schim, what's the best way to describe this? It would be a asymmetrical game. Done.
Nailed it.
Asymmetrical, but what you're doing is you are controlling a shadow that belongs to a human, and you can move around jumping from shadow to shadow. So I looked up what a Schim was, because I was like, I have no idea what's happening in this game. Mm-hmm. It's like this little shadow gremlin that exists. It might even... I don't think it's considered a demon. But he's like your little buddy. And he exists in your shadow. But during the course of the game, he becomes detached from you. And then he is constantly trying to find you. So it's told from... The story is told from the perspective of this little Schim as he watches his human. And the human he's not having a great time. Like, you start out, childhood is fine, but then, like, you get a full-time job, and then he loses his job, and it becomes pretty clear that, like, your boss was a jerk. And then your human's like, man, I don't like this. So he falls down, and you become detached, and then you're really moving from stage to stage, chasing after him. But it does a lot of cool things, because you can... well, it starts out pretty basic. So just jumping from pool to pool, anything is a shadow. So it could be a human shadow, and you can tail along with the movement of the human, or it might be just a street light or a street lamp, and then eventually it gets more complicated. And you have to cling to the shadows of cars as they drive past, and then like propel yourself and continue to move across streets. My favorite levels were towards the end, when they really play on the concept of light and darkness, and it'll be nighttime, so like everything's a shadow, but it's not, because you still need some light source to reflect or to be blocking something in order for it to be considered a shadow.
Oh.
So, yeah. It gets crazy at some points. I'm pretty sure that there's an existential crisis scene where your human falls into the Schim, and you have to go through, like... This game's wild. Let me just say that. If not a bit long. My only critique is that it gets to the point where you are backtracking several times to continue to watch the story of your human, but it's places that you've been before. Like, you'll go to a grocery store, and you'll see him buy a pizza, and then he'll leave the grocery store. And then a couple of days later, he'll go back to the grocery store, and this time he works there. And it's a little bit different the times that you visit some of the locales, but ultimately... I think that you could have done away with some of it.
Some of the repeats.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It does tell a very complete story by watching your human after he loses his job. He tries a couple of different professions, and he finally figures out what he wants to be. And no spoilers, but I will say that based on the opening of the game, it kind of fits all together. It comes full circle, so it is a... somehow, again, complete story, very heartwarming, without using any words, and really depending on the perspective and the use of your character's observations to tell the whole game. Is a lot. Is a lot to take in. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. That sounds fantastic. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot going on. Again, it would, it just need maybe like an editing pass, right, to kind of get out some of those kind of duplicate levels. But and that, Joel, would you agree largely with this assessment?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Even with the critique, it didn't nag at me much, but there were periods where it felt stretched a little too far. Because to Daddy's point, it'd be one thing if the spaces that, like the supermarket, if there was a fundamental shift in the way the level was laid out, but you're working in the same playground and just traveling slightly different routes. So, but yeah, overall, I had a great time with that game. It made my top list of last year. So,
the factory, and the zoo, my two favorite areas. One, because in the zoo you actually got to like hide in the shadow of animals, and the factory was infuriating because everything was moving so fast, like conveyor belts going nonstop, and at some junctures you would have to go into a different, like you'd have to backtrack and find a switch so that you could hit it so that the conveyor belt would go a different direction. Oh my gosh. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, I got a review. It'll be posted
Soon.
someday
Soon.
with Angerfoot and Luck Be a Landlord, which we talked about last week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll add that fun fact that I was going to throw in for my one last thing. Everybody content? We can move on. We don't have any video game homework. Nobody's punishing everybody.
Nope, not yet.
Okay, fair enough. So with that, we'll move on to our one last thing, and this week's one last thing is brought to you by Steam Next Fest. Hey, y'all like video games? Go do that.
Hell yeah, there's some good ones.
Go play some demos. Report back. My one last thing, we have gotten so far in Luck Be a Landlord that we got a platinum trophy on the PlayStation.
Nice.
Are we anywhere near completing the game? No. But we've done enough that we have a nice trophy. So I am content.
But I thought platinums were for beating the game.
Not
No.
necessarily.
No, that's never been the thing.
Oh.
Some of
Yeah.
the trophy criteria are to beat the game, yes. But not this one.
There are some platinum trophies where you get that by getting all the other trophies.
Right.
That is what the platinum trophy is. So, but this one was just like complete a certain percentage of all of the challenges that you encounter. Joel missed out on our landlord talk, so it's wild. Y'all like slot machines? Go play Luck Be a Landlord. Alex.
I'm waiting for Monster Hunter to unlock. This is taking forever. Antsy.
Doesn't it have a countdown?
Nope.
What do you mean, no?
It does not. I just go to the Monster Hunter thing and it says coming February 27th, which is
Okay.
today. I want to play it so bad. I'm very excited. That's it.
That's the whole thing? All right. Joel.
You know, I have the luxury of being too busy because of real world potential things happening, so I haven't really had much gaming time as I would normally want. But I'm playing Pikmin for the first time. Pikmin.
Which one?
That game, the
Pikmin?
first one,
The original Pikmin?
the Pikmin. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, learning
The
a whole different facet of Nintendo
remake?
games.
No, he said the original.
Well,
what is that on?
They released 1 and 2 on Switch, but they weren't remakes. They were pretty much just ports.
Oh, so you're playing that one.
Yes.
You're not on
Yeah.
the GameCube.
No.
The GameCube?
The game.
With the handle.
With the handle. It's portable. How do you think
It is.
people played so much Smash Brothers back then?
Valid.
didn't.
Oh,
Valid point.
yeah.
Alec.
I'm going to play some Vanguard Exiles, see what that's all about, see if it's Richard Garfield has another hit on his hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're going to
That's
tell
exciting.
us about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a demo or is the game out?
There's a demo.
Ooh, okay. It's on Steam.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. That'll be on early adopters next week.
Cool.
Should we do that then?
I'm not gonna do that. So I said it's for
No.
Alec.
No.
So it's for Alec.
Maybe. That requires
For
me
Alec.
to do work.
It
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's-
No, early
We're putting it on
adopters.
there
That's just
specifically so you have to play the game and talk about it.
Yeah.
Just you.
Just
Just
me.
you.
Yep.
Only
Nobody
you.
else. Definitely not any of the rest of us. We don't want that bad juju.
Nope.
All right. I guess that'll do it for this week's episode of Super GG Radio. Before we go, you can find us on Blue Sky at Super GG Radio and twitch.tv/Super GG Radio, where Thursdays are podcast night. Y'all want to hang out with us and listen to what we have to say about video games and stuff and the such? That's what we're doing right now. If you prefer audio only, then good luck with that.
Spotify.
I don't know what you guys are doing for streaming, so
I'm gonna start picking back up on my streams on Wednesdays. I'm gonna be back on doing my thing. I haven't decided what I'm gonna be streaming yet, but I'm gonna be streaming. Yeah, probably Wilds or Rivals, Marvel Rivals. So if I can get Joel to get competitive with me.
don't do it. It's a trap.
I feel like you're too far done now.
He is.
What does that mean?
It's a skill issue. It's a skill issue.
Oh yeah, but I mean, we can Smurf and Smurf the thing. Smurf the Smurf out of it.
Oh no!
Running those alt accounts on
Yeah, you wanna
Marvel
do it?
Rivals.
It's a real thing out there now.
Is it really?
Yeah, people be Smurfing all day on Marvel Rivals.
It is like they're speed running, making Overwatch all over again. It's kind of fascinating.
Yeah. So is that a yes?
No.
Is that a yes? No way. No way, no how. Okay, I guess if that's all of our streaming plans, then good luck, everybody.
I'll do Sekiro here when I free backed up next week. I can't let go of Frostpunk. I've gotten to the point where I've started doing runs to just get achievements, so I'll probably end up 100%ing that before I move on from it.
Oh wow! So you're not gonna go to 2?
Not until I beat one.
I thought you already beat one.
I did beat one, but I haven't conquered it.
You want to beat it to submission?
Yes.
I like the distinction. Okay. So if you... Well, I mean, let us know how that goes. I'm really excited for you to start the second one so we can get like a comparison going.
Okay. Oh, I will think about whether I'm ready to integrate that into my schedule. So
Wonderful. All right, if you'd like to reach us with questions or input, our email address is mail@superggradio.com, and provide us a review on iTunes or the podcast app of your choice. Please check out our Patreon, where you can get monthly pictures of our pups, get your name read off as an executive producer, free copies of Early Adopters, and even get a chance to play games with us, the dudes of Super GG Radio. The dudes? The duders?
Yep.
I mean, I suppose they could play with our dogs instead. I don't know how the opposable thumbs would work with the controller, but, you know.
I feel
let's just be honest. We would just be putting our dogs in the chair and we'd be playing it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
That's a stream.
That could be all of our streams. That could be this stream right now.
Yep.
Woof.
All right. Thanks for listening, and good game, Alex.
GG Getty.
Good game, Joel.
Good game.
Good game, Alec.
GG.